Yo, what's going on, GameLeap? This is Iggs. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 13.12 patch notes that got released on Twitter yesterday. So we'll be detailing these and probably what they're going to mean for the Rift in the next patch. And you guys can kind of prepare for it by playing these champions who are probably going to be OP and maybe stop playing the champions who are going to get nerfed. And guys, any questions, any comments on these changes, please let us know in the comment section. But if you guys actually want to improve and get out of elo hell, this video is not going to help you. Like when we do the 13.13 patch notes video, when we do a 13.14 one, etc. These aren't really going to help you that much. You're still going to be the same player from patch to patch. So the most important thing for you guys to do right now is to click on the website link, GameLeap.com, in the description or comment section, because our challenger players and coaches from around the world are uploading daily videos to help our thousands of subscribers improve on the Rift to learn what 1500 LP is about. So check out those links and get exclusive access to our library of content by signing up, and let's get into the 13.12 patch notes. So we'll talk about the champion buffs first, and we'll start in the bot lane, so the AD carries. Now there are three here getting buffed. The first of these being Ashe. So your Frost Shot, your passive is getting buffed again. Your passive got buffed earlier in the season, now it's going up another 5%, so when a champion is slowed, your auto attacks will deal more damage to them. Also your volley, your W, the base damage is increasing, which isn't just for AD carry Ashe, this is also for support Ashe as well. This is really nice. And then you have your Enchanted Crystal Arrow, your ultimate. The AP ratio in this is increasing by 20%, meaning that when you land your ultimate, it will be dealing more AP. So if you are building Imperial Mandate, for example, this is really nice for you Ashe support players out there. So Ashe is the first AD carry getting buffed, followed by Kai'Sa, your AD per level. This is increasing, which means that your Q evolve, because it is based on bonus attack damage and AD per level is classified as bonus attack damage, you might be hitting this off certain first item spikes. This is really nice for Kai'Sa, of course, because it accelerates your scaling, and your Q is the first ability you really want to evolve, especially if you're playing attack damage Kai'Sa. I actually think this is a really nice buff. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. Then we have Sivir, the last of the AD carries. But unfortunately for Sivir, your AD per level is going down, but the good news here is that your W's ricochet attack damage ratio is increasing by 5% at each rank. So I'm guessing here, because it's listed in the buff section, there is definitely a better trade-off for this. Now, other champions getting buffed, let's move into the mid lane here. Now, just to tell you guys, the Victor has been pulled from the 13.12 patch notes. He's no longer getting buffed, and I think it's a good thing, to be honest, because Victor doesn't really need them. He's good in lane, he scales really well, and if he did get buffed, I guarantee you, in the future, he would have got kneecapped. So you Victor mains should be rejoicing. But other control mages getting buffed, these are Orianna, and then we have Ryze. So for Orianna, your AP ratio and your ultimate is increasing by 5%, and the base damage is also going up at later ranks. So at level 11, this is going up by 50 damage, and at level 16, it's going up by 100. But I don't really think these mean that much, to be honest, because landing your ultimate is the big thing on Orianna. So if they like increase the speed at which your shockwave, like detonates, that would be so much better. I don't think this is going to change that much, and Orianna's win rate will probably still be the same. It's nice, but yeah, a little placebo, to be honest. But buffs that aren't placebo are the buffs that are coming into Ryze. Your passive AP ratio is almost doubling from 6% to 10%. Your E's AP ratio is going up 5%, and the E missile speed, maybe the biggest buff out of all of these, is going up to 4,000 from 3,500. This means that if you're in like a melee range of a minion wave or enemy champion, you can E and then Q, because sometimes you would Q before Eing. So you obviously wouldn't get the AoE from your E on that Q that you throw out. Ryze mains, let me know in the comment section how happy you are with these buffs, but honestly, I'm expecting him to be like picked and banned in pro play on the 13.12 patch. I think it's going to overtune him too much in that respect. Now moving to the top lane here, guys, last two champions getting buffed. First of all, we have GP. So for Gangplank, your powder cake recharge timer is going back to what it was. It's no longer going to be a flat 18 seconds. It's going down from 18 to 14 seconds. This means you will have more barrels later in a game, right? And because you are maxing your E second, this will really come about by level 13. And I just think this is good for GP, especially after they put the number of cakes you have under your HP bar. Makes it easier to play against him. So now people might be caught out a little bit more because of this. Now the last champion getting buffed is Nasus. And for Nasus, your passive lifesteal is increasing, and also your ultimate's cooldown is going down, kind of getting your brother's treatment, Renekton. because last patch Renekton got buffed, right? Your ultimate's cooldown going down. That's exactly the same for Nasus in this patch. These seem like nice buffs. Passive lifesteal. This means you're going to be harder to kill, a bit more sustained, of course. And your ultimate cooldown. I think this is really important, especially in the late game, when you have ability haze from your items. 80 seconds? This could easily be around a minute, or even under a minute later in a game. So nice buffs there. Now moving to the champion nerfs. We're going to start again in the bot lane. And there are two AD carries here copying it. The first of these being Cogmore. So your W's HP damage, or the percentage HP damage, is decreasing decreasing. This means Kog'Maw's damage output is just going to be nerfed. Thankfully though, Ginsu's Rageblade and Runeon's Hurricane will remain as strong as they are because they're not getting targeted in 13-12, but this is certainly a nerf to Kog'Maw and he won't be as powerful. The last AD carry getting nerfed is Zeri. So for Zeri, the shield passive has been removed. Not really sure why, but it has been. Your Q no longer procs Sheen, so if you are going Trinity Force, this means, yeah, you're going to have to go maybe another mythic item or another first item rush. Your movement speed is increasing though by 5. I think this is nice. And your ease damage is also increasing at later levels. So for Zeri, there are a couple of like little compensation buffs to her, but honestly, the shield passive getting removed and your Q no longer proccing Sheen, I think this is really important because Triforce Zeri is like the most OP champion in the game at the moment. And we'll stay in the bot lane here, guys, because there are 3 supports getting nerfed. And guess what? All 3 of these supports can help out Yuumi, but they can also help out another AD carry who's getting changed in 13-12, this being Lucian. So for Lulu, Milio, and then Yuumi, all of these are getting nerfed. Both Lulu and Milio's armor is getting decreased to 26, and for Lulu, your passive's damage is decreasing, and the shield from your E is also decreasing at later ranks. For Milio, your armor growth as well as your base armor is decreasing, and the on-hit damage from your passive is now just going to be a flat 15% attack damage. Then for Yuumi, your attack speed buff for your E, this is actually now going to scale up to 35%. From 25%, it's no longer going to be a flat 35%, and your ultimate heal also per hit, this is decreasing in terms of the base heal. These are significant nerfs to these champions. And for Lucian, what's really important here is that you will finally be able to play with engaged supports again because your vigilance passive is going to proc when an enemy champion is immobilized, as well as Lucian himself being healed or shielded, which is how it's been for like so long. That's why Nami, that's why Milio Lucian, they've been so busted. So this is awesome for Lucian players and just great for the bot lane, I think, in general. It's going to lead to more exciting gameplay. Now heading back to champion nerfs, let's jump into the jungle real quick because Kha'Zix is the only jungler here getting nerfed, but it is a big one. Base attack damage is going down from 63 to 60. Now thankfully you're still keeping the Q damage from a couple of patches ago, but base damage going down, this is going to affect all of your damage output, right? So in the early game in particular, Kha'Zix, you won't be getting as many kills and you won't be snowballing out of control. I still think Kha'Zix with Duskblade in the mid to late game, he's still going to be a threat, but this is definitely a warranted nerf, I feel. Then the final 2 champions getting nerfed. Let's head to the top lane here and talk about Grag. So Gragas, or you can play him in the mid lane, of course, or even in the jungle. But yeah, your passive's cooldown is going from 8 seconds to 12 seconds, so a 50% increase here. This means you're sustained during the laning phase. Well, you're just not going to get as much as your HP back through your passive. Then we have Cassante, guys, who's getting nerfs. So your footwork, your E, the cooldown is increasing by 1.5 seconds at each rank. I don't really know if this is significant enough to make this champion like worse off because he's still going to have his insane wave clear, especially in the mid lane, like early game. You just Q like off cooldown, so maybe increasing the mana there would have helped. But yeah, whatever, that's the Cassante nerf. Don't really think it's going to mean that much. But yeah, those were the buffs and nerfs, guys. But we still have one more champion getting adjusted, just like Lucian, this being Rumble. So the maximum heat you have is going up to 150. And guess what? The danger zone still starts at 50. This gives you way more heat to control your abilities, right? And it should be super easy to stay in the danger zone for as long as possible. Now your overheat attack speed, so when you do overheat, you get attack speed, right? This is increasing to 50 to 130%. Now it might only last 4 seconds, not 5.25 seconds like it was before, but this is awesome for Rumble, and maybe even Rumble Jungle will come back into it, and guess what? They're actually increasing the damage you deal to monsters, and they're also increasing the heat your E gives you, so it's going up to 20, no longer 10, because of the extra heat you now have. And even though your base HP is going down, the HP per level is going up. Also, your Q's damage, this is decreasing, but it will deal more damage based on the target's maximum HP, bringing Rumble top lane back into it because everyone on the top lane is going to build HP, right? Even if you're building a bruiser item, all of them have health stacked into it. Now, your W shield, this is going down in terms of the base shield and also off your AP, but it is scaling more off your max HP. This means that for Rumble, if you're building something like even Demonic Embrace Rumble, kind of like off-tank bruiser, AP bruiser Rumble, this will benefit your W shield. And the final change, well, this is just a straight up nerf, of course, is your ultimate's cooldown. The equalizer is increasing in cooldown to 130 and it's going down to 80 seconds. So those are the champion buffs and nerfs, guys, in 13-12. Now for system buffs, item buffs, we have Immortal Shield Bow, the lifesteal going up. We have mid lane gold, so the -1 gold you were getting per minion, this has been removed, so it's going back to what it was, thank goodness. Moonstone Renewer, the heal is going to a flat 35%, the shield is going to a flat 40%, and if you're healing the same target, this is going to a flat 25% as well, and the shield bonus is also going to a flat 30%, so there's no scaling here anymore. Now the mythic passive is changing as well, from ability haste to heal and shield power. This is trying to target those supports who just want to heal and shield someone. So ability haste, yeah, it's not as powerful as I think this new mythic passive is going to be. Then we have Phantom Dancer, the attack speed is going up, and then we have Static Shift, the energized damage is going to be higher in the early game, so it's kind of like encouraging you to rush Static Shift as your first item, but it is decreasing in the late game. Now, system nerfs, we have Ardent Sensor, the on-hit damage, a flat 15. Bloodthirster, price is going up by 200 gold. Gale Force, the attack damage is going down, and the active damage, even though the base damage is the same, it's scaling off your bonus attack damage. And apparently this is a nerf until 445 bonus AD. Now for Imperial Mandate, the damage is actually decreasing pretty much at every single rank. And then we have the second part of the damage. This is going down as well, but the movement speed is going up to 25%. Now overheal, the shield you're getting is going to be based off your max HP, and apparently here this is a nerf to marksman after level 5, but a buff for fighters actually going overheal. So if you're a bruiser in the top lane, overheal, maybe it's going to be an option now. Then we have rapid fire cannon, so the energized damage, a flat 60 now, no longer scaling to 140, and red buff is also kind of getting a nerf here, guys. So the slow, even though it lasts like 3 seconds, it is going to be less impactful later in a game. The damage as well is decreasing a little bit, as is the health regen in the late game. I think that was just really toxic. You know, after a fight, if you're just chilling, you can regen back to full HP in like 10 seconds. And we mentioned the system adjustments in yesterday's video, that Duskblade's interaction with Katarina and Samira's ultimate. This has been bug fixed. So those were the 13.12 full changes, guys, in detail. Let us know in the comment section any thoughts, any questions you might have. Please leave a like down below if you're enjoying the Season 13 content. This has been Coach Cheek. See you in tomorrow's video. Hit the subscribe button. Peace.